CBS Young and the Restless. Spoilers. Wednesday full episodes update. The 13th of May, 2026. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today is just another wild, exhausting day in the soap world. And honestly, the drama in Genoa City right now is enough to make anyone's head spin. We are breaking down all the latest updates, so grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's just jump right into the mess before we all lose our minds. So let's start by talking about Patty Williams, because honestly, why is she even still walking around Genoa City? Nobody wants her here. Nobody asked for this, but here she is, making these desperate pleas to absolutely anyone who will listen. And right now, the person she has cornered is Billy Abbott. So Patty is literally begging Billy to believe that she has changed. She is giving him the whole routine, the whole "I'm cured, I'm a good person now, please believe me" speech. And it is just so exhausting to watch. I mean, what were the writers thinking bringing her back to just do the exact same things? She just drugged Jack. She slipped something in his drink and got him into bed on a boat. A boat! And now she wants Billy to look at her and say, "Oh, sure, Patty, you're totally reformed." Let's be real. Nobody is buying this garbage. Billy is just standing there, probably wishing he was literally anywhere else on the planet. And you know Billy, he has zero patience for this kind of manipulation right now. He looks at Patty and he is just like, prove it. Prove you are better by packing your bags and leaving town. Just get out. And I love that for Billy. Short punches, no nonsense. Sometimes I think Billy makes the worst decisions ever, but right here, spot on. He knows exactly what Patty is doing. He knows how much pain Jack is in right now because of her. Jack's marriage to Diane is literally hanging by a thread, or maybe not even a thread anymore, because of what Patty did. So Billy's not going to give her an inch, not a single inch. Plus, let's zoom out for a second and look at Billy's actual life. The man is stressed out of his mind. He is trying so hard to do the right thing for Sally Spectra right now. Sally is pregnant, or at least dealing with the massive anxiety of the pregnancy tests and everything, and Billy is trying to step up. He wants to be the good guy, the reliable guy. He is dealing with all of that heavy emotional weight, trying to figure out their future, dealing with his mom Jill's constant nagging and interfering, and he just does not have the bandwidth for Patty's crazy. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I mean, Patty does have severe mental health issues, so maybe she really believes her own delusions. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She is sick, but that doesn't mean Billy has to stand there and take it. He has his own family to protect. He is not going to let Patty's chaos infect his life. But then, oh guys, then things get really weird. Because if Billy won't play along with Patty, she is going to find someone else who will. And who does she bump into? Matt Clark. Yes, Matt Clark. The crossover nobody asked for, but here we are. So Matt is currently walking around claiming he has amnesia. He says he doesn't remember who he is. He doesn't remember his name. But here is the thing. If you have amnesia, wouldn't you go to a hospital? Wouldn't you see a doctor? He hasn't done any of that. He is just wandering around. And then he locks eyes with Patty Williams. And the spoilers are saying this encounter is actually kind of flirtatious, which is just ew. But also fascinating. They are looking at each other, and there is this weird spark, a seductive encounter, the notes call it. And my brain is just doing backflips, trying to figure out who is playing who here. Is Matt trying to use Patty? Because Matt is a predator. He loves to find vulnerable, unstable people and use them for his own sick games. But then again, Patty is completely unhinged. She is a wild card. If Matt thinks he can control Patty Williams, he might be making the biggest mistake of his life. She is not some naive girl he can push around. She will literally poison you. Remember what she did to Summer years ago? Yeah, Matt better watch his back. Or maybe they are just two psychopaths who recognize each other. It is a match made in hell, honestly. I've been staring at the screen trying to process this pairing, and I just can't. It's too weird. But I kind of want to see what happens. And speaking of Matt Clark's sick games, we have to talk about Nick. Nick Newman's addiction is spiraling completely out of control. It is getting so dark. Matt has been pulling the strings on this, pushing Nick further and further over the edge, and now Nick is just lost in it. He is using fentanyl to calm down, and then cocaine to get hyped up, and it is just a disaster. A complete disaster. It is so hard to watch Nick, the golden boy, the guy who usually has it all together, just completely fall apart like this. His battle with addiction is becoming the most terrifying storyline on the show right now. And it's moving so fast. You see Nick just losing everything that makes him Nick. He is reckless. He is dangerous. And Matt is just sitting back and watching it happen, probably laughing. Matt loves seeing the Newmans suffer. And Nick is playing right into his hands. It makes me so mad at the writers sometimes. Like, why do they always have to tear Nick down this specific way? But then again, it makes for really gripping television. You can't look away. Adam is trying to save him. Sharon is going to be dragged into it. But right now, Nick is his own worst enemy. The addiction has completely taken over the steering wheel. It is out of control, completely out of control. And you just know someone is going to get seriously hurt before this is over. Probably Nick himself. But let's pivot back to Genoa City proper, because the Abbott house is a literal war zone right now. Nikki Newman is stepping into the mess, and she is making an emotional confession to Jack. So Nikki tells Jack that she actually tried to go to Diane. She tried to play peacemaker. She tried to talk to Diane and smooth things over, explain that Jack was drugged by Patty, that it wasn't his fault. And how did that go? Exactly how you think it went. Diane shut her down completely. Diane was just like, absolutely not. Get out of my face. Which, honestly, can you blame Diane? Let's put ourselves in Diane's shoes for a second. You walk in on a boat and find your husband in bed with Patty Williams. Then the person who comes to defend him is Nikki Newman. Nikki, the woman Diane hates more than anyone else on the planet. Of course, Diane is going to lose her mind. It is like the ultimate slap in the face. So Nikki is confessing this to Jack, telling him that she tried, but Diane is just too bitter and angry to even listen. And Jack is just standing there looking like a lost puppy, realizing that his marriage is probably over. He looks so defeated. But also, Jack, what did you expect? And this is where Jack becomes the major source of conflict again. Jack Abbott, I swear, a man cannot go a month without blowing up his own life. He means well. He always means well. But he is just a magnet for disaster. He is leaning on Nikki for comfort because Diane is pushing him away. And we all know how this goes. Jack and Nikki get close. They share a warm embrace, maybe a tender moment, and boom, Diane walks in. Diane catches them. It is so predictable, but it works every single time. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know it's going to happen. You want to yell at the screen, but you just sit there and watch. So Jack is crying on Nikki's shoulder. Nikki is feeling bad for him. And Diane is just seeing red. And who is waiting in the wings to take advantage of all this? Victor Newman. Victor is literally teaming up with Diane to destroy Jack. Think about how crazy that is. Victor and Diane working together. It just shows how much Diane wants Jack to suffer right now. She is willing to make a deal with the devil, and Jack is just completely oblivious, hugging Nikki, making everything 10 times worse. He is the architect of his own misery. He always has been. I love Jack, but come on, man, wake up. So, yeah, the canvas is just a mess right now. A beautiful, chaotic mess. You have Patty trying to convince everyone she is an angel while flirting with an amnesiac psychopath. You have Nick literally fighting for his life against a drug addiction that Matt Clark engineered. And you have Jack Abbott crying to Nicky Newman while his wife plots his downfall with his worst enemy. Who actually believes any of this is going to end well? Nobody. Not a single person. But we are going to be glued to our screens watching it all burn down, because that is what we do. We complain, we rant, but we never miss an episode. I'm going to go get more coffee because I am exhausted just thinking about what happens next week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you Team Diane or Team Jack in this mess? And who do you think is going to survive the Matt and Patty team up? Because my money is on Patty. She's entirely too crazy to lose.